Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another edition of your favorite show, the one and only Reds View. Now, today we're going to do stuff a little bit differently. Now, I've done a reaction video before. I started it last year, but now we're going to do it again, and then we're going to keep doing it. So this edition of Reds View is going to be called Reds Reaction. Okay, yes, I'm going to start diving into the reaction realm. It's been a minute since I've done one, so I want to go ahead and start now. And what better way to start? What better way to start than going over Bruno Mars's latest single, "I Just Might"? Okay, now Bruno Mars dropped this single Thursday night, Friday morning, whatever you want to say, right? And it had somewhat of anticipation, but I didn't see it coming. Let me know in the comments if you saw this coming. Maul from Rory and Maul, whoever watches that show, said that there was going to be an anticipated album that was dropping. Everybody thought it was Drake. Some people thought it was J. Cole, but let him tell it. He said it was Bruno Mars. So we'll get to Maul another time. I'll talk to you about him. But what I want to do is react to this new single that Bruno Mars just dropped. It's called "I Just Might." It's going to be a reaction. Now, he has a new album called The Romantic that's going to be dropping next month, I want to say, in February. Also, he will be going on a tour. He'll be going on a tour to promote the album. I think it's called The Romantic Tour, something like that. But I might check it out because I heard he's an incredible live performer. But without any further ado, what I'm going to do is react to the song and then give my thoughts about it afterwards for the Reds View portion of it. Okay, so make sure before I begin this video, you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, youtube.com/Reds View. It's right down there in the description. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button, or you can hit the like button. Just give me some engagement, y'all. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. This is Bruno Mars's "I Just Might" new single and video. So let's check out to see what Bruno Mars got up. All right. Okay, so this, all right, it is giving me the old school vibe, like I predicted. Okay.
You stepped inside with a vibe I ain't never seen. Yes, you did. Ooh, so girl, if you talk like you walk, come and talk to me.
Nice little 70s.
It would break my heart, break my heart, break my heart if I find out you can't move. You better show me now, show me now, show me now. Cause when I take it to the floor, ooh.
Now, one thing I do like is the fact that he has multiple hymns. I always think that that's cool. He's playing his own band. The hooligans aren't there, but it's just him. You know, he's on the drums and everything like that. So let's keep it rocking.
You gotta get down, you know what to do. Hey, Mr. DJ, play a song for this pretty little lady. Cause if she dances good as she look right now, I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby. Hey, I just might.
So you can already hear that this song is going to be in commercials. I can see it being in a Burger King, McDonald's commercial. And I was trying to figure out which sample that is, because that's definitely a throwback song.
Oh, I just might. But first, may I just say that your face got me so intrigued. I'm so intrigued. But what good is beauty if your booty can't find a beat? I don't want to know, girl. So please don't do that to me. Cause it would break my heart, break my heart, break my heart. If I find out you can't move.
One thing Bruno's going to do, he's going to entertain. Believe that.
You better show me now, show me now, show me now. Cause when I take it to the floor, ooh, you gotta get down. You know what to do. Hey, Mr. DJ, play a song for this pretty little lady.
Yeah, I'm singing along already.
Cause if she dances good as she look right now, I just might make her my baby.
this already sounds like something that could have been off the Silk Sonic album or something like that. But yeah, it's a cool vibe. Cool vibe. Okay, the light changes. Bridge. Now, one thing I like about this part right here, I miss bridges in R&B pop music. I miss bridges. So I like the breakdown. The bridge from those who were fans of music back in the 90s, 80s on up, the hook would be there. The song, the verses would be there. Nowadays, it's just song, hook, song, hook. It's not even 3 minutes now. But now this is like now back in the day, it was hook, verse, then hook, verse, and then bridge, maybe another verse, then boom. You know what I'm saying? Then it'll be the hook. So I miss these type of elements.
Down. This the part where I turn you all the way around, round, round, round. Put some spirit in it, put your heart into it. That's all I need. And if I like what I see, you're coming home with me. Hey, Mr. DJ, play a song for this pretty little lady. 'Cause if she dances as good as she look right now, I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby. Hey, Mr. DJ, play a song for this pretty little lady. 'Cause if she dances as good as she look right now, I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby. Hey, I just might.
Okay.
Oh, I just might.
All right. So that came out to 3 minutes and 32 seconds. That's Bruno Mars, ladies and gentlemen. I just might. I just might. All right. So let's get into Red's view about it. All right. So nice song. Nice song. Wasn't anything that was just like thrilling or anything that was just over the top, but it was a nice song. Like, I like the just simplicity of it as far as like him playing, being his own band members, him just dancing and stuff like that. The visual was cool. Felt like more of a visualizer than an actual video. I wanted to see some ladies in there, whatever the case may be. But overall, I think it's just a cool song, a nice little commercial song. You excuse me, you could see it being played in skating rinks, could see it being played at little family get-togethers. You could see it playing at corporate events. It's a friendly pop song. I'll say that. Now let's talk about the problem with Bruno Mars. Okay, the problem with Bruno Mars. So, does Bruno Mars make the same song? Does Bruno Mars rinse and repeat? If you noticed in the past few years since he's been out, mega successful, super talented, but Bruno Mars stays in a certain type of a bracket, certain type of a corner. He doesn't really do too much or do too little. What Bruno Mars does is recreate the retro sound, okay, that foundational Black Americans have made previously in different generations. While that isn't, I'm not going to say it's a problem, but if you're wanting more from Bruno Mars artistically, musically, you're not really going to get that. Now, it works for Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars stays within this field of recreating magic, and he's great at that. Real good at that. This song right here sounds like something that could have been on the Silk Sonic album. This sounds like something that could have been on the 24 Karat album. You know what I'm saying? So what Bruno Mars does each time, he goes back into the pockets of different generations and just recreates the sound. Now, this is the truth of it. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not even going to say, I know I started off saying it's a problem. No. If it's only a problem if you are a mega fan of Bruno Mars and you expect more from him. But if you're looking at it from my lens, I'm looking at Bruno Mars as just somebody who is an artist that knows how to make money. His record label knows who to pair him with, who to produce, you know what I'm saying, how to market Bruno, and his shtick is retro, recreating that. He's recreated the 90s sound. He's recreated the 80s sound. Now, this is that funk type of 70s. That's his whole shtick. While some people can criticize that, I don't think it's an issue, and I don't think it's a problem. I love spinning Bruno Mars's records. It's family friendly, it's safe, especially in corporate type of settings. It's one of those, get up and dance type of music. It always flows well. So sometimes you need that, and the dude puts on a good show. Now, the reasons why Bruno Mars is able to do that. Okay. The one of the biggest reasons why Bruno Mars is able to do this and get away with it is because simply this. He's not black, you know. I think he's Cuban or something like that, but he's not Black American Foundation of Black American. He's not black. See, this is the thing. Say if Usher, Trey Songz, I'm just naming people, Tyrese, whoever. Say if they tried to do what Bruno Mars is doing now, they wouldn't be able to last a year because people will say that's played out. They're trying to go back. They can't make new stuff. And black people are innovative people, right? And I'm not talking about musically. I'm talking about sports. I'm talking about inventions. We built this country. So back to the music, we don't go back and really recreate. We always innovate. Go to the next thing. We create the trends. We set the trends. Oh, that was that. Now, sometimes we'll go back and wear things and stuff like that. And sometimes music does do a 1080 and come back to or 180 rather, and come back to, you know, the start. But what I'm saying is we like to move forward. So if Usher said, I'm gonna do a 90s album with like New Jack Swing, I'm gonna tap into New Jack Swing. Yeah, it would be cool, but it probably wouldn't go anywhere. Not like Bruno Mars can make it worldwide, because if somebody outside of our culture does it, it becomes sensational. Like if a white person does it, it's sensational. If a Cuban, Puerto Rican person does it, it's sensational. But if one of us actually goes and does it, it's going to be played out. It's going to say that, people are going to say that we don't know, how to create. We don't know how to push forward. That's old. You know what I'm saying? Like we do that as people. Now, sometimes I wish we wouldn't do it because I would like for certain people to recreate sounds, but that's not how we do. You know what I'm saying? That's not how we do. We're a progressive, moving type of people. Bruno Mars, it's sensational for him to go back and do the 70s and 80s and 90s. And I know, and I'm not knocking Bruno for actually doing that because, in a way he's giving flowers to the legends. And I know he grew up on that. He grew up on Prince and, that those different throwback type of sounds, which is cool. That's his influence. But the main reason he's able to do that is because of his ethnicity. Because if Bruno Mars was a straight up black man, foundational black American man, there's no way in hell he would be able to have a career like he's having right now. It's not. See, with our artists who were from the 90s who weren't able to, go past the 2000s, even if they still make music, we like them for their old stuff, their 90s stuff, so they can go and tour. Like Keith Sweat, for example. Keith Sweat hadn't had a hit since the 90s, but back he can go on tour, he can sell out tours, venues. Drew Hill can do the same thing. I could keep going. But somebody like Bruno Mars, say if Keith Sweat went back and made a whole New Jack Swing album, you'll have some people saying, oh, this reminds me of that throwback sound, and then other people gonna be like, okay, you did that before. You know what I'm saying? Black people, you've done that before. Even if you're a newer artist, say if a gentleman is in his 20s and go back and try to create the 90s sound, it's going to be felt with resistance. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be felt with resistance because we're progressive people, man. We don't like to go back to the old things. We're futuristic. We like to go to the new things. Now, we like to revisit it, but not necessarily from a newer artist. For example, do you know the group One More? Wanye, Wanye from Boys to Men, his group of sons. He has sons that have a group, and I think one of the things that they lack in is that they're trying to recreate that 90s sound. No. Don't try to recreate the sound. Try to implement what the 90s brought, what the 80s brought, and then make it like refurbish it and make it modern, modernize it. See, Bruno Mars knows how to kind of do that, but he doesn't have to really do that too much. You know what I'm saying? Like leave the door open. That sounds like something that could have been back in the 70s, something in the 80s. But if the fact that it's Bruno Mars doing it, it's sensational. You know what I'm saying? Just like this, for example. Me, I could dance. I could do a dance right now, right? If I do this dance or whatever, people are like, oh, okay, he killed it, whatever, whatever. But if a white person comes and does exactly what I just did, they're gonna be like, oh my God, oh my Hispanic or Asian or just somebody like that, they could be like, oh snap, but it's sensationalized. And it is what it is. Just like if a black dude goes out and has a rock group or something like that, it's going to be intriguing because you're going to be like, oh, okay, even though we invented rock and roll music, you're going to be like, dang, I don't know that many black rock groups like that or black rock artists, rock singer. So that's the thing, man. I think that it works for Bruno. I'm not mad at him. You can say that it's rinse and repeat, which it is, but it works for Bruno. It works for his fan base. He's not just I don't think Bruno has like a core fan base. I think he has a pop worldwide fan base or mainstream fan base, which is a gift and a curse. Reason being, if something goes wrong or so your career is derailed, that mainstream crowd is only there for the trends and for the current. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be there for you when you're not in arenas no more and you're back in theaters and still need that money. They're not going to be there. That's why you need a core group of a fan base. Bruno Mars is just for everybody. And he feels that void of wanting that traditional sound and wanted it modernized. So again, I'm not mad at Bruno. I think he did a great job on this song. His album is probably going to be good. He doesn't put out bad bodies of work. He don't put out bad music. But a lot of people, Joe, he gets to do, this the same type of song. He makes the same type of music. It is what it is, man. That's his bag. That's the record label's bag. He knows how to make it benefit for him. So I ain't mad at him. But what did you think of the song? Do you think it sounds fresh, new? Do you like it, dislike it? Let me know in the comments what you think and join me on the next edition of Res View. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/ResView. Also follow me on all social media platforms. I've got to say at JAYR3D. And again, I will see you on the next episode. Peace.